Ladies and gentlemen, Shipment is finally back. With that said, you need a nasty class, but it can't just be any class. It has to be a Cbass one, but not just any Cbass class. It's gotta be the Minibak. This thing is by far the best gun to use on Shipment. This thing has so much ammo and so much mobility with absolutely zero recoil. Okay, here's an overview of the setup that I'm running in the gameplay. As you guys can see, this thing is really freaking good. Okay, here is the base version of the Minibak. You guys can see this naturally has 64 rounds, which is why I think it's the best gun for Shipment. Plus, it's got all this mobility, a very, okay, not a snappy ADS, but it's got a decent ADS, but a lot of mobility, so you can run around the map like a bolt. For the overall recoil control, it is pretty easy to use the weapon. It bounces a little bit, but overall, it's super easy to use. You guys can easily be in those back targets, as I missed every bullet. So for the first attachment, we are going to be going over to the stock, and you want to add the Marquise stock or the Ultrats or the stock list, which if you want to use these two stocks, I'll give you guys a couple other class tips that won't be in a confusing way. I'm just going to show you guys the overview. I'm not going to explain it, but the setup that we're running in the gameplay, my personal favorite setup is going to be the one with the Marquise, which I do go through a lot of phases. Like sometimes I'll like a class and then I won't like it, or I'll change something, then I'll like that more. But at the moment, this is going to be my favorite stock, which this stock is just going to increase the overall mobility. It gives you a lot of ADS speed. We are going to be using a muzzle that's going to bring down the ADS speed, and this is going to bring it back up by a ton, and we're not going to have that many cons. For the tuning, bring up the aim walking speed. This is going to allow you to strafe a little bit quicker. It's going to make you a harder target to hit, and then you also want to increase the ADS speed, making the weapon a little bit snappier. So if we take a look at this weapon now, the ADS speed, you guys can tell, is a little bit quicker, allowing you to play a little bit more aggressive, but the recoil control isn't really there. Like I am beaming them, but I can notice a little bit more horizontal, and that's going to make me miss my shots at medium range. For the next attachment, I recommend you guys to add this suppressor. So I know I usually say like suppressors don't really do much in the game, which they don't do much, but this muzzle, I really like how it's increasing the damage range. It gives us a lot of recoil control, and then we do get that sound suppression without that many cons at all. And since we're running that stock that's increasing the ADS speed by a lot, and we are going to be using other attachments that increases the mobility, it's going to actually make the weapon feel amazing. For the tuning, because recoil smoothest actually doesn't do anything in the game whatsoever, you just want to increase the ADS speed, then increase the bolt velocity. For the next attachment, you guys want to add the true tag grip. This is going to severely increase the overall mobility of the weapon. We are losing more recoil control, but you guys will see in the gameplay, I am beaming the enemies. Say you do want a little bit more recoil control, honestly, I would just add the Ivanhoe. This adds a lot of flinch resistance, making it a little bit easier to stay on target. Next up, for the ammunition, this weapon, it feels like, I don't really know these stats, but it feels like it has a horrible damage range, which is why I really like to run that muzzle, and then I like to add the armor piercing, so then we get the built-in FMJ, and then if we tune it, bring up the damage range and increase the bolt velocity. This is like a nice little hack to get about 5 to 10% more damage range on your weapon. For the last attachment, this one is going to be personal preference, so you guys don't have to run it, but if you are playing on Shipment, I really do recommend to run the laser. It seems like since there's so much going on, 99% of the time you are flashing, so no enemy's ever going to see the laser. This actually helps a lot. So here's the final build of the weapon. You guys can see ADS speed is still a little bit slow, but overall it is pretty good, and it shouldn't really hinder you at all. Then recoil control, overall beaming. Why does it seem like there's more? Trust me, boys, in the gameplay there's literally like no recoil. It doesn't hinder you at all. Say it does hinder you, could honestly take off the OLE laser, then you can add the Minibak grip and mag, which adds a lot of recoil control, but I don't really like the mobility. Now the weapon is feeling pretty slow, but there is going to be less recoil on the weapon, so if you are a fan of that, and say you're a slower player, you might want to run this setup. With all that said, here's the Minibak class setup if you are a slower player. If you're a more aggressive player like me, you want to add the OLE laser, and then for the tuning, here you guys go. And then I'll be going over another very good class. I'll show you guys some screenshots. So I got you guys two different setups, so a lot of people like these other ones, and so I really recommend you guys to note these ones down, because who knows, you might like it a lot. So this was my previous favorite one. It has a little bit more mobility than the other one, but you don't have as much damage range, and you don't get that sound suppression. For the tuning on the stock, we just tuned it like that, and then for the Broom Pendulum, this actually adds a lot of recoil control, but then again, you know, you don't get the damage range and sound suppression. So if we take this into the firing range, you guys will see the ADS speed is a little bit better, and then recoil control completely beams the enemies. There is way less recoil on this setup, but for some reason on the other one on Shipment, it seems like you can beam them just as well, but this is a very good no recoil high mobility setup. So the last one I want to show you guys, this one is going to have a little bit more mobility, but you have a lot of mobility, so we're actually running the stock list with the Minibak grip mag. So I guess it has the same amount of mobility, or it feels like there's a little bit more movement speed with this one. And so if we test this out, this one has so much freaking movement speed. Honestly, I might try to go back to this one because this one's so fun. Just as you guys can see, a lot of recoil on the weapon, but then again, you got a lot of mobility. Here is the screenshot for that. I hope you guys do enjoy the nasty MGB gameplay. We gotta turn them into roast beef sandwiches. Okay, so they're spawning top right for sure. I need to remember to throw down my trophy system. That helps so much. That man had a horrible ass nade. That's the worst nade I've ever seen in my life. That was the worst aim I've ever seen in my life. J-Man, it is the one if I don't play like a bot. I didn't throw that down. I threw it down trophy system. What are you doing? Dude, scary men. Okay, advanced UAV. Dude, he just gasses himself out. He just shit his pants live on stream. Okay, so it looks like they're trying to shoot down my streaks, which is good. So that's going to be one less player running around. There we go, boys. Dude, I feel like we can get a 200. MGB, what the hell? Dude, that was a quick-ass MGB. That was actually insanely quick. I think we can get a really crazy gameplay, so I'm going to try to focus on the game, like lock it in. If we can get 100, that would be perfect. Come on. That was a very quick MGB. What the hell? I thought I was on like a 15. Oh my god. No, where did this man, the Flexecutioner, Flexecution this cock in your ass? What? Okay, we get the 1, we get the 2. Okay, where they are they all leaving the game? They're not playing anymore? I want the 200 kill game, but for the 200, you gotta have constant action. Holding the Rizzler. You know, he actually rizzed Jake in the DMs. It was crazy. Double nuke. And then we gotta go for the triple. The best nukes is when you just run around. Will this mustache change you? I don't know. I feel like I'm the same. I don't know. Stop shitting yourself. Enemy UAV. Look at these broken seconders. Watch this. I'm gonna run up and I'm just gonna world star everyone with these.
Like one pump and I can't find it.
Oh, look at that. Nasty.
360 pumped? Okay, never
360
mind.
pump? You want me to do a 360, kid? Okay, I got you.
What the monkey? I'm literally just like walking slow. I'm like, there's no gas anymore.
There's too many. They're spawning in my ass.
Huh? I'm not even talking about
If we don't do it, I will wait for you to be in the stream before we do that. And I took a picture of it, so I got the class.
No,
I'm so scared of that class. Boom. He said. Dude, I hate when you're like have amazing accuracy and then all of a sudden it just goes downhill. Okay, advanced UAV, that's huge. We needed that. Let's go on this trophy. Let's do... No! Okay, we can maybe get 200 if the enemies start capturing the hardpoint more. They got a helo? There's no shot that the enemies got a helo. Who is this guy killing? They had to have got it from like a trophy system. Oh, I got a helo too, bitch.
Oh my.
They're slapping everyone. Oh yeah. Forgot I gotta throw on these trophy systems because everyone just doesn't know how to wipe their ass. The PP Bullfrog. The Bullfrog was probably my favorite version of this type of weapon. I don't know what it's actually called in like real life. But out of the Minibak, you know. Minibak, Bison, Bullfrog. Bullfrog was like the cleanest. Those iron sights were so nice. Where are they? Who wants to smoke? Who wants to smoke?
60 seconds left.
60 seconds? What do you mean? Look at this. He thinks he can kill me. Up. Nope. Those pistols actually crazy. If you want my pistol secondary, check out today's video. It's insane. Like, it's the secondary. I can't comprehend how good this thing is. You see this? We gotta use this for a little bit. These things are so fun. Okay, they don't have that much damage range. No, you think you're better? No. I wonder what this kid's reaction is gonna be when we get this MGB.
No, I'm giving haircut.
We might be able to get a couple more kills. If the enemies played the objective more and my teammates played the objective more, could have got like a 2-1 kill game for sure. Okay, you know what? You don't do that to my team. Only I do that to my team. The Flex Executioner flex this nuke into you.
What is that?
What is that? I got a nuke.
MGB. What
That was
the
me.
hell?
That was me, little kid.
Damn, bro.
Let's go.
Damn, bro was like clapping.
I was clapping those cheeks, yes sir. Not just on Tinder, we clapping cheeks in COD too. Let's go. Easy nukes and dukes.
I've never seen anybody drop
an MGB. Let's frickin' go, boys. Easy nukes and dukes on the enemies, you know? That 158. Let's go, boys.
I've never actually gotten into a game with somebody who dropped one.
Little bitch like young, I bought a yard today. Let her pay it all year like a bird.